As the temperatures here in Idaho start climbing into the 90s, I've decided to head back to the Rocky Mountains of Colorado for the cooler temperatures. When I arrived in Colorado, it was late, so I just stopped in this national forest for the night. It looked like this rancher lost one of his calves and was trying to wrangle it back up onto the path with him. But I think my van was scaring him. I should have stopped. The next morning I headed for Breckenridge, Colorado. It was about a 3-hour drive, but a beautiful one. I just arrived at a new campsite just outside of Breckenridge, Colorado, up in a mountain pass called Boreas Pass, I think, Boreas Pass Rd. And it's just a not too bad dirt road, a little bumpy, and it climbs up the mountain and over the pass to the other side. But on this Breckenridge side, there's probably only about 5 designated sites. It's national forest. That's my site right there. And I'm up probably about, I think it's 9,000 or 10,000 feet. Let me check. So I'm at 10,800 feet. I think this is probably, it's probably the highest I've ever camped. But the spots aren't much. You certainly couldn't put an RV in here. It's just really big enough for a car or a van. And it's right on the road, on the dirt road, so there will be a bit of dust. Like this car coming right now. There is a fire pit here, but as of recently, not sure when, there's a fire ban. No campfires, no charcoal fires, only propane stoves. I've got this little area here to sit, which is big enough, plenty big enough. But the site is on the edge of a cliff. I mean, the edge of the forest here. So I don't know if you can see, but this just goes pretty much straight down. I never do this, but I drove for 2 days, all day, both days, and just stopped to sleep on the side of the road once to get here to Colorado, because I knew there were more sites up here in the mountains where it would be a lot cooler. I can't think of any other place where you can get 70-degree temperatures except the Pacific Northwest coast. And that's where I was headed to when I got to Montana, and then I crossed over into Idaho, camped at a few spots that were very crowded and noisy. Yeah, so I was headed to the coast. I was going to go to the Pacific Northwest and hang out around Washington and Oregon at the beaches, like I have in previous years, previous summers. But it was such a long drive. And then I knew I was eventually going to drive back to Colorado for the fall. I wanted to come here and see the fall colors. The only problem was just about an hour north of Breckenridge here. There was a very bad accident on the road to Breckenridge. It blocked the whole highway, both lanes, and they weren't sure how long it was going to take to remove the mess. So the state police gave me a GPS coordinates to a detour, which was all dirt road not bad, but it slowed me down a bit. And believe it or not, I, with luck, I made it to Breckenridge just as I was about to go on empty. So that worked out. Did get a little nervous there, but I tried to hold it together. I'm here on a Tuesday, and this weekend I'm gonna visit with my friends from Manitou Springs who are renting a cabin just over the other side of this mountain, only about an hour away. I'll hang out here until probably Thursday or Friday and then meet them over there. I'm new at camping at 10,000 feet. I'm noticing I have a little hard time breathing. So before I got here, I stopped and picked up a can of that Boost Oxygen. Haven't had to use it yet, but I've noticed that I have to take some really deep breaths to fill my lungs. But it's worth it. The cooler weather and being in the forest. Kind of a trade-off. You can camp down below in the 90-degree weather, or you can have a little trouble breathing. So today I have a project. The roof rack on my van, if you can see there, that big old thing. And I've got those 2 3/4-inch plywood boards on top there with the solar panels on it, and that adds a lot more weight to it. Well, because of all the rocky roads and washboarded roads I've been on, started making a really loud noise. Like I can hear it rattling and flopping around like it's loose. And in fact, it has come loose and it's moved about 3 inches. So that'll be my project for today. I just walked up a little ways from the campsite, up the dirt road, and I think I'm gonna try this. I've got my bear spray because I'm alone. Beautiful how it's all lined with wildflowers. I've only walked 100 feet, I think, and I'm already out of breath. I'm walking through a grove of young aspen trees here. They're so pretty. Can't wait to see them in the fall. They remind me a little bit of birch trees growing up in New England, although I heard these are not related to birch trees, even though they can look exactly like them. Well, these ones, the bark is gray, but I've seen them where the bark is actually white, just like the birch trees. And if it wasn't for the leaves and certain markations on the bark, you wouldn't know they weren't birch. So this is a very easy hike. I thought it was going to go up. Hold on, I gotta catch my breath. I thought the trail was going to go almost straight up and get very steep and go to the top of this mountain, but it doesn't. It flattens out and winds its way around the mountain. And here comes a mountain biker, so I'll step off the path. Howdy, sure. Okay, thank you. Oops. Well, 2 of those mountain bikers almost bit the dust. I wonder what's chewing on that. Uh-oh. I think the squirrels are having sex. Sorry for filming them. Unless they're just playing. They look young. They might just be playing. They're tumbling and rolling around. It's kind of cute. There's a lot of squirrels up here. That's adorable. They're loud. So if anyone out there is in the Breckenridge area and you're looking for a nice, easy hike for the family or people like me, I would say Baker's Tank, number 40, I think it's called. But it's Baker's Tank when you get up by the campsites, campsite number 5. You'll see the red tank. But I highly suggest this. It's a nice family hike. I usually wear bells to make noise to alert bears, but I'm whistling since I don't have my bells with me. It's so quiet and peaceful up here. Yeah, it's time to get back and make some breakfast and some coffee. I got up early this morning and started this hike before I did anything else. So let's head back. And downhill we go. Some mountain bikers just passed me with some super heavy duty looking mountain bikes from Specialized, but I noticed that they were e-bikes. Yeah, they weren't just mountain bikes, they were a hybrid of a mountain bike and an e-bike. These people here have got a nice spot. This is probably the best spot on this whole road. It's called number 5. So if you're looking to come up here, remember this spot here. It's the biggest one. I like those campers like that. The trailers, I guess. They're just 2 pieces of fiberglass. Rigs like that are fiberglass and just 2 pieces. Scamps are that way. They were popular for that. They were tiny. And the top piece overlaps the bottom piece, so no rain can ever get in. If I ever got a trailer, I'd get one like that. Sure, they're more expensive, but worth it in the long run. This here is another site. It's the only site near mine. It's the next one up the mountain, but it's far enough away I wouldn't hear anybody from here. And the nice thing about it is it does have a view, like a partial view of the mountains in the distance. But unfortunately, the place to park your car is right there. I mean, barely enough room for a car, and you're right on the side of the road, so you'd get all the dust. And here we are, back to the old homestead. The mobile homestead, I should say. Time for some coffee and breakfast. Oatmeal for breakfast with fresh blueberries and strawberries. The pronunciation of the road I'm on is Boreas Pass Rd, not Boreas like I was saying. I've been wanting to go for a bike ride, but this road in front of me does have a lot of traffic on it. Cars, motorcycles. so they go by pretty fast, and they've been kicking up a lot of dust. I mean, pretty much every minute there's a car going by. Kind of a disadvantage to this site, but I am stuck here for another day. So getting on the bike and driving up or down this road just doesn't seem like a good idea. I mean, I've walked up it a couple times to get a cell phone connection up the hill, and I have to wear do I have it on now? No, I have a buff that I wear to put over my face because it's just so dusty out there. Luckily here in the site, like I said before, it's the wind is blowing that way, so it's blowing away from me most of the time. Only a few times has it blown towards me, so sitting here is the best option. So I'm probably not going to go on a bike ride. I have seen a bicyclist go by here and they don't have any kind of a face covering, and you'll see a truck go right by them like 40 miles an hour and they end up in a cloud of dust. That can't be fun, especially when you're biking or jogging or doing any activity like that. You're breathing heavier, and I've noticed just when one goes by and does blow a little dust this way, I get grit in my mouth. I was noticing that there's no wildlife here. I mean, other than lots of squirrels and chipmunks. I mean, the chipmunks are running all around my feet pretty much. And the squirrels are making lots of noise in the trees, as you saw when I took the hike. A couple of things that someone asked me about. This here, in case you can't tell, is a screen. It's just one of those magnetic things you get online. But it fits perfectly for this van. See, it goes right from the ceiling to the floor. So I can keep these doors open all day, even all night. And I don't get any mosquitoes or any other kind of bugs in here. It's got little magnets sewn into it, and then I just added some magnets from Harbor Freight in places where I just felt it needed a little more, because the wind will blow it a little bit, so that helps to keep that. And then the big black bag that's very dusty from the road. The big black bag hanging off the ladder. Anyone who overlands or has a camper van probably knows what this is. But for those of you who don't, it's a trash bag. It's made for trash, so you don't have to keep your trash inside the van with you if you're camping for, more than a few days and you've got a lot of stinky trash. So you just keep it out here. Mine is full of firewood though. That's what I use it for, because I don't want the firewood in the van. I don't have room for it. But considering that there's a fire ban on right now, I could probably empty that out. I just realized how messy this must look to everybody. But believe me, everything has its place and purpose. It may look like a mess, but when you live in such a small space and you need certain things or want certain things. So, for instance, this is my mattress. It's a queen size mattress. I had just bought it brand new when I moved out of my place into the van, so I wasn't going to toss it out. So for now it's the bed, and it doubles as storage since I only need to sleep on the far side, the inside. This whole other half of the bed, I have my inflatable kayak, I have a screen tent, I have a toilet and shower tent under here. They fold up flat. I have my backpacks, and then I have a backpack here, an overnight type backpack filled with winter clothes. And then here is a big kind of floor pillow, and that is stuffed with sheets and towels and etc. Some clothes. So it doubles as a backrest and storage. And then underneath the mattress, because it's on a frame, is all garage. That's my garage, called my garage. This is just an extra window cover that's placed there. But yeah, underneath here is all garage. So there's tents and camping gear and tools and extra solar panels and whatever. So that's the explanation for that mess. It's very, very windy today. The dust is really getting to be kind of an annoyance. Unfortunately, like I said, it was the only place in the area to camp. And unfortunately, I needed to stay for 5 days. I need to get a cell connection to check my messages. So to do that, I just have to walk up the road here a little ways. And there's a little spot where I get a really good connection. Hopefully no cars kicking up dust come by while I'm doing it. Hey, squirrels. I don't know if you can hear them on the microphone. Yeah, that wind is consistent. I do have to be fair and say that at least 50% of the people driving by on this road have been very considerate when they drive by a site like this. They go slow, like this car coming now. It's the other half that drive very fast. But right now we've got 2 slow cars going by. But this is nothing new. This isn't specific to this spot. In general, when you boondock on BLM land or Forest Service, if they're usually on dirt roads. And if you're anywhere near the dirt road, you will get dust because people do drive fast on them. I started wearing this buff to protect my face from the dust when the cars go by. It helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.